The deranged mind of Experiment 1222 is fascinating. It's an example of just how manic one can become. Mommy Longlegs was a character first debuted in Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. She was presented as a mother figure. However, her psychotic and unhinged nature would slip through the facade she put on, ultimately turning her into a nightmare. But her story runs deeper than that. While being interesting, it's almost sad. So let's take a look inside the mind of Mommy Longlegs and uncover every detail about her story.
Obey the rules, or I'll tear you apart and eat your insides while you're still alive.
Mommy Longlegs' origin was unlike any other toy or character from Playtime Co. She wasn't a toy turned into a bigger body. Rather, she was a bigger body turned into a toy. The Bigger Bodies initiative was an attempt to save Playtime Co. from declining profits. This initiative was made for creating giant living toys with human anatomy to increase the workforce while cutting costs. The company wouldn't have to hire and pay real people when the living toys could work for free, thus saving the company money. However, finding people to willingly give their lives would be difficult. So the founder of Playtime Co., Elliot Ludwig, would open an on-site orphanage called Playcare. As you may know, the plans for this orphanage were anything but friendly. The company would use these innocent children for the lives inside of the living toys. Experiments would be done to transfer their anatomy and soul into a bigger body toy. But the orphans would not be chosen at random. Playtime Co. would build game stations to test the children, to see if their minds would be strong enough to be transferred. And these games were far from fun. They would often give the children nightmares, and some would even scream if you mentioned the games around them. This is because of what would happen if they failed the games. So Playtime Co. needed someone to look over this game station, someone that could guide the children and keep them in line while playing the games. Mommy Longlegs was the perfect candidate, but it wasn't that simple. She was Experiment 1222, and the orphan chosen for this toy was Mary Payne. Why was Mary chosen? Well, it's not specifically said, but we can assume it was because she possessed the perfect qualities Playtime Co. was looking for in Mommy Longlegs. Now, the transfer from human to toy was not pleasant. Playtime Co. used red smoke to help keep the children asleep and aid in the process of the transfer. This red smoke was also known as poppy gas because it was made from poppy flowers. It's thought that the poppy flower had life-altering properties, but of course, this red smoke would come with a fair share of side effects. It's reported that the red smoke would cause extreme paranoia, nightmares, sleepwalking, unusual heart activity, and hallucinations. Nonetheless, the transfer was successful, and Mary Payne was now Mommy Longlegs. She was a large, slender pink creature resembling that of a spider, hence her name, Longlegs. She could move swiftly and crawl around any wall or obstacles. She was extremely strong, possessing a paranormal amount of physical strength, also being able to contort and bend her body when needed. But what made her so unique was her limbs. They had the ability to stretch for several hundred feet. This includes her fingers, arm, hair, neck, wrist, and legs. Now, it seems she can somehow also produce her own web, just like a real spider. Throughout Chapter 2, we can see webs left all over the facility, some even having toys stuck in them, but there is no mention of her being able to do this. However, to further prove that they are hers, at the end of Chapter 2, the furnace room has no webs, but after pulling one of the last levers as we re-enter the room, there are new webs blocking our path. So this means she did in fact produce these behind us after entering. Now, at first glance, Mommy Longlegs looks to be loving and caring. However, her personality would start to cause problems. She would display a sinister mix of childlike friendliness and mentally unhinged psychotic behaviors. This made her extremely unpredictable. She would mask her frustrations with a friendly childlike facade to hide her growing anger. anger. That being said, she was very hostile towards the staff. It was so bad that they had to maintain a 20-yard distance away from her, so they believed Mommy Longlegs to be a failure. Although, after careful observation of her manner, they noticed how protective she was over the other experiments. She had a motherly nature they hadn't anticipated, so the staff thought she would be perfect for facilitating everything with the children in the game station. She had the warmth that a mother should, and any rowdy child would learn to listen to their mother. It made sense that her spending time with these children daily would improve her behavior, and it was very unlikely she would act out in front of the children. So they put her to work at the game station looking after the kids. It was going well. Mommy Longlegs was kind to them. She seemed to enjoy the games, and her elastic limbs could stretch hundreds of feet, which would be useful in keeping a big crowd of children under control. Although the orphans had questions about what she was. They figured she wasn't a puppet or a person in a suit. They started becoming skeptical, but the staff made a joke out of it and seemed to have convinced the children to accept her. Playtime Co. quickly learned it was very easy to manipulate a child's mind. Now, with the newfound success of Mommy Longlegs, Playtime Co. wanted to profit off her likeness in an additional way. In 1991, they launched the official Mommy Longlegs toy. This was made with Playtime Co.'s patented elastic plastic. You could stretch, pull, and twist Mommy Longlegs in the craziest way. Bring her with you on any adventure and she'll make perfect company. When you're having fun, she's having fun. If you gathered every Mommy Longlegs toy sold since 1991 and tied their legs together, they would stretch all the way to the moon. But the Mommy Longlegs toy actually had two other concepts before the final one we are familiar with. They are slightly different, having extra details and interesting features. These were more human-like, which might have caused the kids to get creeped out by them. This is supported by the rejected reasoning, how they were too freaky for the target demographic. The design needed a simpler color palette and simpler body shapes. This led to the final design we are familiar with. She has less detail and resembles more of a spider. Now, a mother is not a mother without her family, so Playtime Co. created the Longlegs family set. This packaged Mommy with Daddy Longlegs and Baby Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs is not just a reskinned version of Mommy Longlegs with a hat. His body section and hands are a different shape. One time they accidentally made a batch of blue Mommy Longlegs. Playtime Co. had to sell them to China under a different name, called Lady Ice Spider. You may have noticed Baby Longlegs does not have long legs. An early concept where their legs would grow as they were fed was abandoned as unworkable and also kind of disturbing, meaning if you fed the toy, its legs would grow. Mommy Longlegs is caring and sensitive, while Daddy Longlegs is good at barbecuing and has a mustache. The Longlegs family represents traditional family values, that being human family values, not to be confused with real spider values. Some spiders eat their own mothers after hatching, and that's not what Playtime Co. is about. Launching the Mommy Longlegs toy had helped the orphans warm up to her bigger body's version. She was now more familiar to the children. A toy version made the living one feel special in their eyes. However, Mommy Longlegs' unhinged nature would start to reveal itself once again. Some employees in the game station started having concerns over her stability. She would react badly if anyone cheated on the games, and she would get overly concerned when the orphans would leave and didn't come back. The staff had also seen her wandering around outside the game station, in areas where workers without clearance could see her. She was looking for the children. Keep in mind, only certain employees actually knew about the Bigger Bodies initiative, so it would be a problem if the lower end staff saw her. The ones that did see the Bigger Body toys got dealt with. Considering these outbursts she would have, it would lead to her becoming more and more deranged, spiraling out of control. Mommy Longlegs would not tolerate failure anymore. This was shown to us in chapter 2, how she presumably killed Bunzo Bunny and the mini Huggies for not killing us, the player. She had an extreme ego, also suffering from attachment issues. She claimed that the children referred to her as mommy. She was the closest thing that they had to a maternal figure, which gave her pride. Yet, she mentions that the children left her to die after finishing all the games, as they were only interested in the games, but not mommy herself. It's almost as if the children caused her to slowly go insane. She considered herself to be their only mother figure. She thought there was a mutual connection, when in reality the children only saw her as just an employee, rather than their real mother. This, plus the children not returning, would slowly cause her to lose her mind. A mother that loses her child is lost. It's almost sad to think about. Mommy Longlegs' mental health would continue to decline, and one day the prototype convinced her to take action and seek revenge on the ones taking her kids away.
The following message is for all Playtime Company employees. At 11:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an unknown hostile force was declared present within the Playtime Company facility. Personnel are to begin enacting emergency evacuation protocols immediately. Leave all personal belongings. Do not engage with any hostile individuals. If no exit path is available, seek shelter in a hidden location. Use blankets or pillows to cover your body, and remain silent. Do not look through any windows. Do not open doors for any individuals. Do not make eye contact.
On August 8th, 1995, the Hour of Joy took place. She would prowl through the game station, looking for any human she could get her hands on, pushing some to the side, killing them instantly. She would then grab the others, using her incredible stretching ability to bring them to the ceiling and drop them, causing them to plummet to their death. Her and the other toys would continue to slaughter any and all remaining humans in the factory. This horrific massacre would close Playtime Co. forever. After this event, she worked with Huggy Wuggy and Boxy Boo to stop the research extraction specialists from breaking into Playtime Co.'s attractions to find toy parts in order to build a relic from the past. These specialists would be killed and used for food to feed her and the rest of the still alive toys in the factory. Eventually, Mommy Longlegs would become discouraged with the prototype and distance herself from him. She would go on to remain in the abandoned facility for years, feeding off these smaller experiments until the eventual return of us, the player, in 2005. We first meet Mommy Longlegs while walking through the game station hallway. As we try to scan the red grab pack hand, she climbs down from the ceiling and snatches the hand away. In order to get the train code, she suggests we make a game out of it, just like old times. However, we can hear her sinister intentions just from the tone of her voice.
Instead, why don't we make a game out of it? The game station is still working. It will be just like old times.
Mommy Longlegs hasn't played any of the games in years, and us returning finally gives her purpose again. She tells us if we win all 3 games, she will give us the code.
Oh, isn't it amazing? Mommy hasn't seen the place up and running in years.
We encounter her a second time when entering the memory and cognitive test platform. She explains how amazing it is and that she hasn't seen the place up and running in years. She can only imagine how exciting Bunzo Bunny is considering how long it's been since he's been able to play, cheer, and eat. If we lose the game, he gets a snack.
Oh, that's the dinner bell. Good luck.
While playing the game, it gets more and more difficult, getting crazier with each turn. Then the game breaks. This is similar to the mind of Mommy Longlegs, how she too gets crazier and crazier, eventually breaking. After we win, she was disappointed with our success, hoping the game would last longer.
Oh, it broke. That's no fun. Mommy was hoping the game could last a little longer. It's okay though. Mommy knows other ways to play with you.
We then see her again inside the Whack-A-Wuggy game, and we get a glimpse at her true intentions with the games.
The toys in this game used to have strings attached to them so they could be pulled back when they got too close to the children. Have fun.
She explains how the Huggy toys used to have strings attached to prevent them from getting too close to the children, but now she has removed those strings and the toys can move freely. So she rigged the game. After we finish, Mommy Longlegs is annoyed that we passed yet again, but attempts to congratulate us while holding back her frustration.
Oh, you did it. Hooray! Mommy is so proud of you. Only one game left to play. Sad. Mommy was hoping you'd stay here forever. Though, it's never too late to change your mind.
She then talks about how it's sad that there's only one game left to play. She was hoping we would stay forever and play games, giving her back the life she once had. The fourth encounter we have with her is after entering the statues minigame. She explains how the children she took care of called her mommy, how she was their only motherly figure, but they would only come for the games and never return. They didn't actually care about her. She was left behind.
It was always so sad to see the kids go. They called me Mommy because I was the closest thing they ever had to one. But they'd come for games and never come back. They left Mommy to die alone. Mommy didn't deserve that. But you worked here. So if anyone deserves to die alone, it's you.
She then states that she didn't deserve this, but we, the player, worked here. So if anyone deserves to die alone, it's us. During this minigame, we realize the exit of the game is blocked off by debris, meaning Mommy Longlegs also rigged this game so that we would lose. We end up cheating and pull ourselves into the viewing area to escape the game. Because of this, she can't find us, but we hear her say we won, and if we come back, she will give us the code. She pinky promises.
Where did you go? The game is over. You won. Come back and Mommy will give you the code. Pinky promise.
This is an example of her childlike attitude. While we are running away, she continues to scream at us.
Mommy doesn't like cheaters. The rules are so simple. You die, Mommy gets to watch. Come back to me! How dare you disobey me! I will find you, and when I do... Where are you?
You'll notice the tone of her voice keeps changing to kind and childlike when she wants to be nice. Then it's deep and evil when she's angry. This flip in tone changes a lot when she speaks, and it's an example of just how truly manic she really is. You may also notice whenever she speaks friendly, she refers to herself in third person, but when she's angry, she refers to herself in first person.
The game is over. You won. Come back and Mommy will give you the code. Pinky promise. How dare you disobey me! I will find you, and when I do... Where are you? Where are
This is because her kindness is just a facade. It's a different persona she puts on.
I asked you to play fair, and you cheated! I hate cheaters!
As we venture to escape, she finally jumps down in front of us, yelling how she asked us to play fair and we cheated, how she hates cheaters. She then tells us there is one last game called hide and seek and starts counting down from 10. However, she stops at 2, which is another example of her rigging her own game so that she has an advantage.
Now, we're going to play one last game! It's called hide and seek!
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2.
As we navigate through the rooms, she drops down in front of us again and chases us with a sinister laugh. You'll notice this laugh is dark and evil. This is because it's her true personality. Eventually, she follows us into the grinder room, being so eager to catch us that she ends up getting her hand stuck inside the grinder when trying to turn. We pull the lever down and it pulls her in. She howls in pain and screams that we can't do this to her, how he will make her a part of him.
what have you done? You make me part of you! You can't do this to me!
This implies that she understood what the prototype's goal was. The grinder stops and her upper half falls to the ground. The prototype then drags her body away. This is the last time we see or hear of Mommy Longlegs, although we can expect to see her body as part of the prototypes when we finally get his reveal. I think it's clear Mommy Longlegs was a troubled creation from the start. Her aggressive nature could only be tamed for so long. She truly cared about the children, being the only mother figure they ever had, and she wouldn't let that go. It led her mind to slowly fall apart. She would mask her frustration with a friendly childlike facade to hide her deranged and insane mind. It's almost sad to see. How do you guys feel about Mommy Longlegs? Is she one of your favorite characters? I will say I didn't think she was that interesting until I made this video. I discovered a lot about her and I almost feel bad. Let me know your thoughts about her in the comments below. And if you like horror game content like this, please consider subscribing. Also, if you want to support the channel more, you can become a member. Don't forget to follow my Twitter at TerrifyT. Thanks for watching.